What is the dictator's biggest threat? His people. When does a dictator fall? When his people begin to protest. It has happened in Europe. It happened in West Asia. It is brewing in Hong Kong and playing out on full scale in Belarus. A 26-year-old dictatorship is being challenged by a 37-year-old woman and many others who've joined in the protest. Europe's last dictator may be on his way out. Our next report brings you the very latest from Belarus.
At least 200,000 people gathered at Minsk's Independence Square over the weekend. They demanded the resignation of Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko, also known as Europe's last dictator. Lukashenko is 65 years old. He has spent 26 years as the president of Belarus, but the old man's thirst for power is unquenched. When a 37-year-old Svetlana Tikhonovskaya challenged him in the August 9th polls, Lukashenko forged the results and triggered a revolution. A fortnight later, all bets are against Lukashenko. His fall is imminent. The dictator lives in denial, publicly denouncing the protesters as rats and secretly fearing them. On Sunday, Lukashenko flew over a sea of protesters wearing a bulletproof jacket. He landed in the presidential palace, brandishing a rifle. Belarus has become a global headline. On Sunday, 50,000 Lithuanians formed a human chain in support of Belarus's people. The chain was 30 kilometers long and stretched all the way from Vilnius to the Belarus border. Among the participants was Lithuania's President Gitanas Nausėda. Speaking from Vilnius, exile leader Tikhonovskaya said Lukashenko's fall was only a matter of time.
Belarusian people has changed during this year, and even if he does, Belarusian people will not be able to accept him as new president. You know, they will not allow to treat them as they did before, and now our people are absolutely different, and I'm sure that sooner or later he will have to leave.
The 37-year-old has baffled political pundits by challenging a 26-year-old dictatorship. 1 year ago, Tikhonovskaya was just another Belarusian housewife. Today, she sees herself as a symbol of change. The Kremlin says she is more interested in creating disunity in Belarus. What's more, Russia believes the presidential polls were fair.
In the absence of election observers, which the West considers to be independent, it's very difficult to convince someone that the result of the presidential elections was diametrically opposed to what was announced.
Russia and China are the only countries rallying behind Lukashenko. No surprises there. But over the weekend, Germany gave a little wake-up call to Lukashenko as well.
Mr. Lukashenko must, after this further weekend full of protests that we have seen, recognize the reality on the streets of his country.
As Europe's last dictator struggles to stay in power, the world is watching Belarus closely. Lukashenko's fall will have big geopolitical implications. Russia perhaps will feel the pain most strongly. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.